Let's do a little grab bag. We got a few different categories, a few different topics. We'll start with the fact that the Falcons have listed top 10 draft pick Bijan Robinson as third on the running back depth chart, which, come on. I mean, really? And okay, fine. Yeah, we want to create the impression nothing's been handed to him, yada, yada. He's not going to be third string when week one rolls around. So who you got? Which running back will be used more in more ways this year? Bijan Robinson of the Falcons or Jahmyr Gibbs, the surprise 12th overall pick of the Detroit Lions?
I mean, they're both phenomenal. They both have the same skill set. They're both going to be used in every capacity possible because they can run between the tackles. They can run outside. They both can run routes like a wide receiver and be effective out of the backfield. And I look at Jahmyr Gibbs here. I mean, what? I don't know. That looks like 3 rockets up your ass if I've ever seen it before. I don't know. That was quick as hell. You know, this is one where I want to say tie, right? I'll go with Bijan Robinson, but I mean, I don't know if there's going to be much of a difference here. I think these two guys were drafted where they were drafted because they go, we're going to make them the focal point. And to your point too, Mike, just with Bijan Robinson as number 3. 1, hey, they want to make it look like they earned it. 2, they don't want to throw him out there with the first group. Just in case the other first defense brings some crazy blitz or does something different, they don't want him to be in a position to fail where people can point at it and go, well, maybe he's not ready to start and do that. This is part of the build-up process. So I guess I'm picking Bijan Robinson, but I don't really feel comfortable that I want to say tie in this one. I really think they are both going to be huge parts of their offense.
I think Robinson, just because he was the first running back taken, there was so much talk about it. The Falcons are desperate for a superstar, desperate.
Yeah.
And Desmond Ridder, he's going to look a lot better statistically if he's just a little flip here, a little flip there to Bijan Robinson, let him go.
Yeah, I think the offense, you're right.
Counts as a completion.
Yeah.
I just feel like they're going to, Arthur Smith has probably spent a lot more time coming up with creative ways to use Bijan Robinson than Ben Johnson, the coordinator in Detroit, has come up with ways creatively to use Jahmyr Gibbs. It's close, but I think Robinson's going to be used in more different ways.
I think you flushed it out. It is Robinson just because of what you said there. They're a team we know wants to base the offense around the run game. That's what it is. You said it right. It's Arthur Smith. It's a young quarterback, and I think that probably in itself gives Bijan the advantage there. But, I mean, listen, like we were saying, there's a reason they surprised everybody at pick 12 and went with this guy because they went, he's a superstar too, and we're going to show him. But I'm with you. I think you cleared my own brain there. It's Bijan.
All right, next topic, and this comes from Ryan Tannehill, the Titans quarterback, saying that they have seen vintage DeAndre Hopkins in training camp. So which doesn't belong and why? DeAndre Hopkins, Odell Beckham Jr., or Michael Thomas, all veteran receivers hoping for a big #comeback season.
I'm going to go with Hopkins here because I feel like it's a necessity for him to be good and be a prime target and be a part of that offense for that offense to be good, right? I don't look at it with like Michael Thomas and the Saints and go, if he's not back to the Michael Thomas, they might not be good in on offense. I still go, damn, no, they got some other receivers that are the real deal on the outside and a good pass-catching tight end. And when Kamara's in there, he can do that. So they have other avenues. Even the Ravens, as much as I expect OBJ to be the guy, I look at it and go, hey, it still got Rashad Bateman when he's back, Zay Flowers. Of course, Mark Andrews has been the focal point of that offense. I look at Tennessee and go, who are we saying? Treylon Burks, who underwhelmed in year one? No, Hopkins needs to be the guy, like definitively. That's why I'll go with him, Mike.
I'm going with Michael Thomas just because it's been so long since he's done anything.
Right.
I have no idea what to expect. And it was all driven by injury. And I remember when it happened, week 1, garbage time, 2020, got rolled up on. And it's like, uh-oh, that looks serious. That looks like it could be a problem. And we've hardly seen him since then. And I feel like there's issues between him and the team. There have been reports to that effect from time to time.
Right.
And it's too long It's too long. At least Beckham, we saw him in Super Bowl 56. I know he hasn't played since then, but we know he'll still be Beckham if he's healthy or if he doesnn't have an ACL in his knee. We've seen him play without an ACL in his knee. He's still pretty damn good.
And he
so
stays
Thomas,
relevant on
I hope
social
it turns
media.
around for him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thomas is just like he's just gone. It's
Right.
like he's still in the league, and it's his opportunity to remind us all that he still is this season. All right, last one, and this comes from Vikings owner Mark Wilf. When asked if he wants the team to sign Kirk Cousins after 2023, saying he'll leave it to the GM and the head coach, fill in the blank. Mark Wilf's response about Kirk Cousins' future with the Vikings is what, Chris?
Is a response in saying we like Kirk Cousins, but if somebody better fell on our face, we'll take him. Yeah, right. He loves him not. Again, Kirk Cousins gets beat up too much. I agree with Jason Garrett that maybe you need to see a psychologist in the Kirk Cousins conversation, right? But
apparently some people in Minnesota do as well.
Well, it is, But again, they're gonna leave it to the play on the field, and he's gonna trust Kevin O'Connell and what he says there, and how he evaluates the position. One more season before they at least invest big money into Kirk Cousins again.
Here's the fundamental problem. Kirk Cousins is who he is. He is who he is. He's not going to wake up and be Tom Brady. He's not going to start working on Tuesdays. He is exactly who he is. He is not going to carry a team to a championship on his own. He's going to win a championship only if he is in a stacked team like the 49ers. He stays healthy, he checks the boxes, and the coach whips up the plays, as we know Kyle Shanahan can do, to make it all work. He's not going to carry you over the top. But here's the problem. If you let him go, you may sink to the bottom. He gets you to the point where you are treading water. You're not swimming as fast as the other kids, at least not the fastest. You're middle of the pack. Are you content to be middle of the pack? And do you want to risk sinking like a stone in the hopes of trying to catch up with the... That's what the Vikings have been dealing with the past few years. They've been fearful of losing their status as just good enough in the hopes of great. And I think after this year, this is going to be the last piece of evidence for them to say, we're willing to be bad in our effort to be great.
Well, maybe that'll be a tough decision. I agree with you. And Kirk Cousins is, again, you don't give up Kirk Cousins unless you have Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Herbert,
Caleb Williams,
Aaron Rodgers, right? Somebody exactly like that you're going to get. Because Kirk Cousins is there next. As I say to a lot of people all the time, with all the problems with the Vikings, Kirk Cousins is like the 37th thing down the list that you have to worry about. They have issues everywhere. But yes, for whatever reason, people want to make it like he's supposed to be some superstar that carries the football team. No, that's not what he is. But like you said, if he was on the 49ers in 2019, they're gonna win the Super Bowl, I think. If he's on the 49ers last year, they're in the Super Bowl. I know that it's a grand statement. The Eagles are awesome. I don't want to just trivialize it to that, but you know what I'm saying. We're on the same page.
Well, wait.
Yeah.
I know. You don't want to have. You've already had enough sparring with Eagles fans, but I think people are sufficiently self-aware in Philly to realize if Brock Purdy doesn't get injured, the 49ers have a good chance of winning that game.
Yeah, okay, exactly.
And Kirk Cousins doesn't get injured.
Right.
Kirk Cousins finds a way to keep going.
Yeah.
And that's his superpower.
Right.
3 superpowers.
Right.
1, never missing a game. 2, playing great at 1 p.m. Eastern. And 3, getting paid a shitload of money. Those are his superpowers. So, look, here's the other side of it, too. Here's why the Vikings need to be thinking about the future. We talked yesterday about Aaron Rodgers being the last old man standing. Then it's Matthew Stafford at 35. It's Ryan Tannehill, who just turned 35. Kirk Cousins, in 10 days, turns 35. And I know pocket passer can last longer, but still, he's taken a lot of hits over the years.
Yep.
He doesn't miss many games,
right.
And he's going to be 35 soon. They got to be thinking about next, even if it's not, hey, he's taken us as far as he can. The real question may be he's taken us as long as he can.
Yeah, I hear you there. We're getting to a point here where, again, his physical abilities have never been eye-popping. And you get to this age, for a guy that didn't have a special arm and you start to lose a few miles per hour on your fastball, it could be significant. And he wasn't a great mover to begin with. And, you start to lose the explosion in your legs, and that loss could be significant there. So, yeah, I think that's probably why ownership said that, because they realize he's at an age here where, hey, it could go any which direction. Let's see what he's still got left in the tank. Has he still got a few more years where you think, hey, he's still top-notch, he can do and be the Kirk Cousins we've seen. But, they're going to evaluate that, and I think that's fair for them to do that.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.